Well, a very good evening to each and every one of you joining me, Miss Belinda Scandal, and Brandon McCaffrey.
Hello.
Hello, Flower.
Are you all right?
It's our last show of the year.
Oh my God, I know, right? But like, we're all Christmassy.
We're all Christmassy. I'm dressed like a foiled turkey. You're in your favourite Christmas
wrapped and
jumper.
stuffed as per usual. You're wrapped and stuffed as per usual.
I thought, yes, good, very good. Yes.
And do you know what? I actually went for the ugliest Christmas jumper I could
I
find.
think that is gorgeous.
We were talking to. I seen someone in the Arndale wearing it and was I don't want to tell him.
No. It's very reminiscent of what Peter Duncan wore back in the day.
Probably is. No, man's been asking for it back for the past year.
Has he? What's on the show tonight, Cucker?
Well, we've obviously got our fabulous Joe Britton back.
We have indeed. We're also joined by Oliver Farnworth, everybody. I wonder where he's from. And also, if that's not enough, we've got the entire team in the room with us. Hello, team. Hi. So, just in case you don't know, we've got Mark Llewell in there. We've got the wonderful Caroline Whitehead, FRSA. We've got Joe Britton. Sure, she's got letters after her name. MOJO. And, of course, Ian Scott of Canal Street ST online, everybody. Yes. So they're all here and they're all going to be joining in. Are you all ready for Christmas?
Yeah.
Are you all excited by it?
I'm so giddy.
Are you giddy?
Is that just the Prosecco?
I know.
Yeah,
I should
it
just
is,
say we are
Prosecco.
drinking tonight a lovely
Bit of
bottle
Kylie.
of Kylie Rosé Prosecco, everybody. So first of all, cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
There you go. Merry Christmas. Now, because we intend to get a little bit intoxicated tonight throughout the show, throughout the show. Good Lord, says the director. We thought we were going to cut to the VT straight away. Now, there's a wonderful show based on a film called Fatal Attraction. Yes. Now,
I see that for you. Do you know, I really do.
What,
like
you see me I am a bunny boiler.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got rabbits at home and I'm terrified to let you know.
I'd probably use them as a coat, to be honest, rather than boil them. But nevertheless... this musical's about to hit the stage as a play. It stars Kim Marsh and Oliver Farnworth as the wonderful characters that you might recognise from the film. It's a corker of a film. Will it be a corker of a play? We spoke to Oliver Farnworth to find out. And we caught up with Oliver Farnworth to find out exactly what it's all about. Oliver, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good afternoon.
And where is it you're dialing in from today?
I am dialing in from my digs in Manchester.
It sounds very, very... Fatal Attraction.
I'm on the bed. Yeah, Fatal Attraction.
It sounds mega, mega exciting. Fatal Attraction, of course, the movie did very, very well. Perhaps tell everybody, first of all, what the story is.
Well, it's a pretty pacey thriller. Dan, my character, is a New York lawyer who has a kind of one-night affair with a character called Alex. And he spends the next kind of coming days and weeks trying to kind of cover his tracks. But Alex is fairly persistent that she wants more than the one night thing. He's got his family who's trying to keep everything from. He's got a kind of moral dilemma going on. And it all pans out in a very kind of dramatic, twisty way.
It sounds great. I mean, we all know how has it stuck to the ending and everything. So we expect everything we expect from the film in the play.
Well, do you know what? I don't want to give the ending away. I've not actually seen the film probably for about 20 years, and I kind of made a point of not rewatching it because I think sometimes it's quite easy to fall into the trap of trying to recreate the iconic performances of Meryl Streep and Michael Douglas, obviously. So I believe our ending is slightly different. The script by James Dearden, he's been working quite closely with the producers and our director, and he's kind of updated it. He's introduced kind of modern technology, mobile phones. So it's not set in a particular time. There's no kind of political references or anything, but it's certainly set in modern times. And I think that gives an extra dimension, really, because the sort of jeopardy of my character's infidelity being revealed is always kind of there because he's always got, his phone's always going. So that's quite an exciting little dimension they've added. But in terms of the ending, I believe it's a slightly different outcome. but I'm not going to give anything away.
I mean, having it set in no particular era just makes it a lot more relatable to its audience as well, doesn't it? There'll be people that, like yourself, perhaps haven't delved into this film for a very long time, if ever. So having this set in no particular era is just going to be a lot more relatable to people, isn't it?
I think so. I think people know the classic and they know the story and they want to see that. But do they necessarily want to see a carbon copy of the film on stage? Is that interesting? So yeah, I think what the new bits and pieces that they've brought to it enhance it and help the story along. And yeah, like I said, if you go down the route of setting it in a particular time, then without kind of referencing the bigger picture, the wider world, it's very difficult to contain the story. So I think they've struck the balance really well.
It was, of course, its own genre within itself. It was a particular type of thriller. Are we going to be on our edge of the seat like we were when we watched the film?
Definitely. There are the set pieces. The term bunny boiler was actually coined through this film, so that's what everyone knows. It's obviously a very kind of sensitive issue. I think that's another thing. We've kind of looked more into the backstories of the characters and their motivation. I think there's damage on either side of the characters. There's culpability on either side, and I think perhaps we've kind of updated it in that respect as well, in terms of trying to delve more into why people are motivated to do what they do.
So particularly then, your character, obviously played by the great Michael Douglas all them years ago, how have you managed to adapt and bring this character without bringing us a Michael Douglas?
Can I just clarify? I believe a minute ago I said Meryl Streep, and
I know you meant Glenn Close. It's all right. Don't you worry. I knew exactly what you meant.
I've not watched it for a while. I think with any part you try and bring your own twist to it. I think it's really important as an actor, because especially in with classic plays, parts are recreated all the time. You look at Shakespeare. How many times is Hamlet put on a year? Do you ever see the same one twice? No. So I think it's been quite important to me to stick really kind of strongly to the script that we've got, the text that we've got, and really delve into the show that we're putting on. So I think later in rehearsals, I definitely will go back and rewatch the film, because I think it would be naive for an audience not to expect little nods towards the original. But I think at the moment, I'm really trying to embody the character and make it my own.
So it's coming to Manchester very, very soon. Why should people book the tickets to come and watch this show?
I think in the new year, people like a bit of a thriller. They like an edge of the seat thriller. They like the fact that it's a very popular title, a very strong title. They know the film, they know the story, but we're giving it that little bit of a twist. We're putting it into our own words, should I say. So yeah, I think if you like a really entertaining, cracking, edgy thriller, then come and see it.
So that's the wonderful Fatal Attraction coming to the wonderful Opera House on the 22nd to the 26th of February, and we're going to get deep inside and follow that one very, very much. In the meantime, one lady that joined us near enough 17 months ago now, believe it or not, 17 months ago, is our lovely culture queen. This is Carol Ann Whitehead. Carol Ann Whitehead, you've been amazing.
Whitehead Files, to be honest.
Yes.
I need to go.
I know.
Get the music playing.
Get the music playing. Swish the braids.
So, you've been culture queen. What does that mean to you?
It means sharing the knowledge and actually saying to people where they come from, educating them, giving them the knowledge, because people walk the path, walk past buildings and don't actually know the story behind where they live, and just basically giving them that information, but with excitement.
You've opened up your Manchester to a whole new world of diversity. And you've been. I mean, you taught me a few things, and you're good for your poems as well that you do.
Ooh, I do like a poem. Yes.
Can you remember any of them now?
Well, I'll remember. Well, there's one that I haven't said yet, but I used to like when I was young.
Yeah.
And it goes, in winter, I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer, it's quite the other way. I have to go to bed by day. It's a snippet of a Robert Louis Stevenson there.
That's beautiful. He wrote Jekyll and Hyde, didn't he?
No.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Thank you.
Did
Yeah. I can't help. There you are. I've told you.
Look at you. And now she's
You filled it?
I'm the culture queen.
She's the literature queen. Look at you go.
Literature queen.
So, Carl, what exactly made you want to like do this sort of thing? Because obviously you talk to so many people about their different lifestyles and what's going on, even within and around Manchester and without it. What makes you so passionate about it?
Sort of growing up, I was brought up as an only child, and one of the things I really liked was history. Not many children like history, but I really liked it. I liked watching the documentaries. You know, like sometimes people like to watch the nature documentaries. I like the historical side of things. And also, when we used to visit relatives in different parts of the world, I was sick of going to malls and things. It's like Philadelphia. I was like, can I see the Liberty Bell, please? I'd like to know about the history.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. You've also taught us a lot about the people of colour as well, and all this stuff that goes with it. And I, for one, I felt a bit embarrassed that I didn't know as much as what I should. But you've taught me that that's okay, because through you, we are learning more and more with every week.
Well, it is okay. You know, it's no one's going to beat you with a wet stick.
Chance to be a fan.
Oh yeah. because you don't know. The fact that you're open to learning, that is fantastic. You know, and you take that knowledge with you. You know that every time you look at a traffic light.
This is true. So you have to tell everybody about that now, won't you?
Well, the traffic light.
Yes.
So the traffic light was invented by a gentleman of colour in America, in Oklahoma, and he went to a crossroads and he saw the fact that these cars were crashing into each other, and he thought, how can we do that? And he came up with a traffic light system, and he sold the idea to General Electric in the United States. And then his next invention was what he called the smoke hood that we know as the gas mask today, because it evolved from the smoke hood to help the firefighters to the gas mask that they used in the up and coming world wars.
That's amazing.
I don't think not a lot of people knew that.
Well, I didn't, but now we do, thanks to our culture queen. This is my whole point.
That's like as big as like something like Edison coming up with like things like that. Like,
it's fabulous. I tell you what, we pride ourselves. We pride ourselves on bringing a whole host of presenters together here on Your Manchester. Now, normally we'd leave this to the end of the programme, but he's got a special little speech for us later on in the programme. So we're going to check in now to find out exactly what the weather's going to be for this week.
Hello my lovely weather watchers, and welcome to this week's weather forecast with me, Paul Rudd, and I'm here in Oldham Town Centre this week, here with this beautiful Christmas tree. And if you know me, I do love a good Christmas tree. Weather-wise this week, it's not looking good, a mixed bag I would say. So let's take a look at this week's weather. Here come the details. Okay, Thursday is looking like rain, with the temperatures of 6 degrees Celsius. Friday is looking cloudy, with the temperatures of 7 degrees Celsius. And as we look into the Christmas week right now, yay! Saturday is looking sunny with the temperatures of 5 degrees Celsius, and Sunday is looking sunny with the temperatures of 4 degrees Celsius. And it's going to be fresh as well, and I'm not ruling out snow, and I'll keep you posted if we get any snow or not. It's going to be very cold and murky nights, and it's still a bit icy on foot, so just be careful. So from me, Paul, here in Oldham Town Centre, I want to wish all my lovely weather watchers a very happy Christmas and a healthy New Year. See you all in the New Year. And now it's time to hand over back to the studio for this week's amazing episode of Your Manchester.
Suppose I did say,
I don't know what I'm going to do without seeing him every week now.
No, you'll be all right. It's only 1 week that we're not here
It's
for.
a whole year. I can't see him till next year now.
Right, you're being ridiculous and very, very Irish. We, of course, bring ourselves a whole load of presenters, I did just say before we went to the VT there. And this programme that you're watching now wouldn't have been possible without one gentleman in particular, and he joins us now. This is Mr. Ian Scott. Ian! Hello, Flower.
How are you?
How are you? This must be weird for you, seeing how well this is all doing and how many times we come together and congregate.
Yeah.
Because this was literally an idea that me and you had, what, 2016?
Well, we met in about 2016. You performed at Taurus, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, actually, how talented you were. I didn't know that you could sing live, that you could perform live. I thought you were just a mime artist because I didn't know you at all. And then what happened is, if you remember, we decided to set up Belinda Scandals.
Yes.
And that was about getting on the red carpet, doing some
Showbiz
interviews.
Scandals.
Showbiz Scandals, that was
right.
it. And if you remember, February, I think it was 2017, Bat Out of Hell, the premiere,
right.
we got access to the producers, to all the performers, the major performers, and it was a fabulous night, except the sound didn't work.
No.
If you remember, so we couldn't use any of it. And actually, from that point to where the show is now, is some journey. And the other thing that always sticks in my mind was that in about April the year after, do you remember we hired that little room, and we had the guests there and all the rest of it, and they had no Wi-Fi.
Oh.
So we couldn't actually.
We'd been very organised, though. We had all the cameras in place. We had all the sound equipment you could buy.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't think that people would not have in 2017 was Wi-Fi.
Absolutely.
And they didn't have it. We were
However,
ruined.
despite that, we went to the pub, if you
We
remember,
went
around
to
the
the
corner,
pub.
went to Tariff and Dale, and we organised the week after.
Yeah.
Everything went well. We've had about, is it 5 homes? Is it about the 5th place? Something like that? Different presenters.
Four different areas, yeah.
Different presenters. But where you have taken it, I think, is in a very special direction. So, I like to be behind the scenes, but collaboratively, I think we've done some really special stuff.
Well, yeah, because not interrupting you or anything, but what people don't see is behind the scenes, you're constantly coming up well, I'll do it again. What people don't see is behind the scenes, you're constantly coming up with ideas and stuff that we need to bring to here to keep it going.
And what a collection of talented people that have come over. So there've been some changes over the years, there's some people that have come and gone, but actually your Manchester now has its special place. Nobody else is doing it. Nobody else has got the numbers. Nobody else has got the platforms. And actually the caliber of the guests and the content on a weekly basis is just going up and up and up and up. And it's something that privately, when I'm talking to my friends, I'm really proud to have an association with.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's bizarre when you say it like that, because it's obviously been a roller coaster the last 4 years. It's literally not stopped.
Even the past year, I only joined in January?
Aye.
And so she's taken on a couple of years now. And to think where it's come even from just then, it's crazy.
I always say, though, it's all about the team.
Well, it is.
There really is. I've always been a strong believer there's no I in team.
No.
But there is in winner. And together we can all be a winner. I think that's what's all very important.
Quite cute,
and we are storming it. And we've got shed loads of guests that constantly join us. And it's quite fantastic. And we're getting better and better guests as people are getting more and more aware of it. And it really is the place where the city comes to talk. Ian, thank you so much for them lovely words. It's very, very lovely. One lady that should be here tonight, but as I said, is being sensible and making sure she's looking after herself properly, is our gorgeous Hayley Cartwright. However, she brings us her very last 2021 on the bar.
Hi everyone, I'm Hayley and welcome to this week's On The Box. Here I am, can you see? I'm in my little Santa dress as well, can you see? I'll do a little jump so you can actually see, look there. I'm so sorry I'm not in the studio. I really, really wanted to be there and be with everybody else with a bit of fizz, etc. But I'm going to be seeing some more vulnerable members of the family for Christmas Day. So I do have to put them first. So, now before I talk about anything else that's on this Christmas, if you watch one film this Christmas. If you choose just one film to watch, you must watch Single All the Way. That is available on Netflix. It's absolutely brilliant. It's charming, it's sweet, it's funny. It's a romantic comedy about a gay man whose family always say, oh, you're single every Christmas, etc. So this year he decided he's going to take his best friend Nick along with him, and he's asked Nick to be his fake boyfriend. I'm not going to tell you anything else, but do watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. It doesn't have all that drama that you often get with a lot of the prominent LGBTQ dramas, productions, films, etc. There's none of that unnecessary stuff. It's absolutely brilliant, and it has a really good, happy ending too. There's also a film on Netflix called A Castle for Christmas. It's got Brooke Shields, a castle, Christmas, and Scotland. So what more could you ask for, really? That's a beautiful film too. On Christmas Eve itself, Paddington 2 is on the telly. It's on BBC One, so that's something you can sit down with your hot chocolates and watch as a family before Father Christmas comes down that chimney. Have I Got 30 News for You on Christmas Eve? That's celebrating 30 years of the show. That is also on BBC. And on Christmas Day, you can watch that Mary Poppins Returns. Now, I saw this last year. Before I saw it, I was like, not sure if it can compete with the original, but it's absolutely brilliant. Watch it. Sit down, watch it as a family. It's on at 3:10, and it is on BBC One. And finally, on New Year's Day, it's Doctor Who time, of course. It's going to be lots of twists and turns. And of course, we only have 3 more episodes after this one, I think, with Jodie as the Doctor as well, before she regenerates. That goes out at 7:15, 6:45, and it is called The Eve of the Daleks. That goes out, like I said, on New Year's Day. Do give that a watch. Now, that's it from me. Do take care. And remember, if you are struggling this Christmas, it is hard. It's the second Christmas where we're kind of sort of, oh, can we, can't we, what's going on, etc. You know, if you're struggling, don't be ashamed. And, you know, there's charities out there like the Samaritans you can call. You can pop the LGBT Foundation. You can give them a little ring or an email as well if you want to talk to somebody. But that's it from me. You take care. Have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year. And I'll see you in 2022. And remember, like I say, stronger together. Bye.
So there we are. Now we know what to look out for on the books, don't we? It's all very, very exciting.
Well, I was always looking forward to
Carl Austin Beyond's commented, look, everybody, have a fabulous Christmas. Carl Austin Beyond, of course, former Lord Mayor of Manchester. He's commented as well. It's very exciting, isn't it? You feeling good?
I am.
You know, we're going into strange times, potentially.
We are.
I feel we need somebody to pick up our mojo.
Oh, and I know just the woman for it.
Indeed.
It's Jill Britton.
So we are now joined by Jo Britton. She is with us here now. How are you doing? And thank you so much for your words of constant wisdom on our programme.
Oh, I'm doing well. How is your mojo?
My mojo will be all right if we get to the end of the year without actually, that word that weren't mentioning. Yeah. I need to see my mother. I need to see her desperate. We used to see each other every Friday, and I've seen her probably now 2 Fridays this year, 3 Fridays.
Oh, wow.
This year, yeah. We're being very sensible in our family.
That's
very, very sensible.
Very good.
Yeah. So, how's your mojo? Because nobody ever asked you about, do they?
Do you know what? They don't actually.
How's your mojo?
My mojo's pretty good because last time, a couple of weeks back when I was last in, I always ask that question, how's your mojo? You were about 5, weren't you?
Yeah.
Probably like that. I'd done nothing for Christmas at that time. I've got my tree up now.
Yeah.
Pretty much done my shopping. Almost, if it all arrives. It's all been online.
It's exciting.
You know what? It's easy enough, though, isn't it? So click, done. And then you see, that I'd like that as well.
I'll tell you what else has surprised me a lot, though, that's lifted my mojo. The fact that I don't have to concentrate too much on the cooking because a certain shop using 3 letters, Marks and Spencer's, basically I've got it all laid out for you.
Hey, have you seen the battle going on now?
What?
Marks and Spencer's versus Aldi.
Oh, please.
Cuthbert round 2.
I know.
All about a sparkly gin. I'm living for it.
One's focusing on a carrot, one's focusing on quality.
It's Aldi.
There we go. I'll send that to them. We might get a bit of sponsorship. That's Spencer's time very much. What can we do if our mojo is a bit ooh at the moment?
Well, do you know what? I'm going to pick up on what you were saying about the food bit, right? Because I brought, let me ask you a question.
Go on.
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts on your Christmas dinner or not?
Definitely.
It's always divides, doesn't it? Yeah.
Always. Really? Always.
Always not a fan. I'm not a fan. However, I've brought with me today.
What's this?
I'll throw it over to you.
Go on
This
ahead.
is Norma, my neuron. So brain
This is
cell.
Norman the Neuro. Oh, you don't have one of them.
You've actually got 100 billion of those in your brain, and you've got them in other parts of your body as well.
Right.
These dudes are massively important, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we have to feed them really well. What better time than Christmas
Yeah.
with a Christmas menu to feed? Because we all indulge, don't we?
Some of us overindulge.
Overindulgence. Overindulgence is not good for Norma or Norman. Whatever you're
I'm here. They can be non-binary, who knows? They're a brain cell.
What are you talking about? I don't know. Go on. Just ignore him.
Well, what we're going to do, because it's mojo boosting, right? We want to boost our neurons and our brain and our body and feel really good, right? For Christmas. So we're going to do it as a Christmas menu.
Okay.
Starting with in the morning. When you get up and you have your Christmas breakfast, what would you normally have?
Glass of Bucks Fizz.
Nice. Or a few, or a bottle.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That's not actually about alcohol more, like an orange juice.
Do you know?
No.
Oh, please.
Not really, but that's because we go out. Because in my family, we go out and we go to visit the graves of people who've passed away. You got to visit all the family.
Keeping it light there, Brandon.
Always.
Keeping it light.
But no, we see Christmas as a day of family, so we go to visit all the family as such.
No,
so
you're right.
Really drink
You're right. Yeah.
So what? Loads of the kids, don't they? Selection boxes.
Yeah.
They probably eat that, don't they, for the breakfast? Do you eat them? Do you have them for your breakfast?
What's that?
Selection boxes.
No, they've gone the day before.
Would you have it? Do you just stick to the Bucks Fizz?
Yeah.
Okay. So, thinking about nutrition and boosting your brain.
Yes.
A really great breakfast. If you're going to eat the selection boxes, pick the dark chocolate.
Oh, really?
The dark chocolate is the really good chocolate. So a lot of what I'm going to say today is all about stuff that's good for brain function, reducing inflammation, releasing serotonin, all that kind of stuff. So go for the dark chocolate in the
morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
What about, I always have a bit of scrambled egg and a bit of smoked salmon on
Smoked
Christmas.
salmon, eggs Florentine.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Really good. The eggs, the yolk in the egg, really good for the structure of the neurons and the cells. And really good to have oily fish as well. So that's brain boosting as well.
Yeah, I like mackerel.
Your Christmas dinner,
yes.
Your Brussels sprouts are massively important.
Yeah.
Pack your plate with cruciferous vegetables. I can hardly ever say that. Cruciferous vegetables.
Cruciferous.
So Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. Would you ever have bok choy on your Christmas dinner, do you think?
What's bok choy?
Yeah, I was going to ask. What's bok choy?
What's bok choy?
It's a Chinese, like a Chinese leaf.
Oh.
Very good. Very good for you as well. Reduces inflammation. What about, what would you normally have Christmas pudding, or what would you have?
Christmas pudding. The in-laws, basically, I've been cooking this Christmas pudding in brandy since we went into lockdown. So this year, they're going to set it on fire. It'll look like Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah.
However, sometimes I have trifle as well.
Oh, I have a bit
about
a good trifle.
Yeah.
There's a good trifle, yeah.
Berries in your trifle. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, all absolutely brilliant for boosting your brain. So, little Christmas menu. Guess what else? It's been really topical. You may think, guess what else is really good for your brain function?
Alcohol.
It is the red wine.
The red wine,
and the cheese. So, do you like a good cheese board?
That's why I love a good cheese because I live on cheese.
Yeah, finish it off with a nice cheese board and some red wine. Some recent research done into Alzheimer's. Actually, the study shows that within reason, reasonable, responsible red wine. You're laughing, aren't you? Because you've already had a bottle of Bucks Fizz, haven't you? This morning? Keep it reasonable. But actually, that's also really good for like your cognitive ability, and it decreases some of those problems that people with dementia and Alzheimer's have.
So in 3 words then, just 3 words, because we've got to get to what's on. 3 words, how to best cope with making sure you have a wonderful Christmas.
Just try. So we always do this, don't we? Right?
Yeah.
You wanted an exercise, didn't you? Let's finish with an exercise. So get your glasses. Remember we did vagal toning a couple of weeks ago. The one we didn't do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of gargling with the old.
I can gargle. I'm better at swallowing, but I can gargle. Let's see what's on. Here we go. Here's what's happening across Manchester in the next few days. At the Palace Theatre, the Book of Mormon continues its run, and over at the Opera House, Aladdin, starring Alexandra Burke and a host of stars, is on until the 2nd of January. At the Bolton Octagon, their panto, Peter Pan, is still on, and at the Stockport Plaza, Brian Capron stars in Dick Whittington. At home, their Christmas at Home season continues with a host of festive films, including the classic It's a Wonderful Life. Over at the Bridgewater Hall, there's a Christmas Carol sing-along on the afternoon of the 24th, and a couple of great films to see this Christmas, including Spider-Man No Way Home and Steven Spielberg's version of West Side Story. At the Manchester Royal Exchange, The Strange Undoing of Redemption Your Heart continues its run until the 15th of January. And at Hope Mill Theatre, you can see The Wiz, which is getting rave reviews. If you'd have a gig that you'd like us to mention on Manchester's Unmissable Gig Guide, drop us a line, contact us at yourmcr.com. So there we are then. So that's what's up. There's loads on,
Yes,
isn't
there's
there?
loads on.
Unfortunately, since we went to production and that, a few shows are cancelling for a few days.
Yes.
But I always check with the venue to see if they're going on. And they're all being so lovely about it. If they are cancelling the show, of course, there are ways for you to get to see the show at a later date, or they can give you a refund. So many shows going about.
So many shows. Theatre really came back in, like, I think at the end of the year. So
In abundance.
Yeah, it really
Absolutely.
did. Really did.
Once again, if you can get to see it, I do strongly suggest you go and watch The Wiz, because that is just something else.
Yes.
Or, of course, if you do get to see it, Book of Mormon, or check out our Kerry Dupree at the Opera House with Aladdin, everybody.
Yeah.
One man that's heavily into his showbiz, Mark Llewellyn, how are you?
Hello.
We must just say thank you for the lovely tree that you have
Yes.
provided us with here. This is, of course, provided by your lovely garden centre, which is called Daisy Nook. Where is that?
Well, that is in Failsworth.
Yes, it's nice. It's lovely. And it's gorgeous. I wish people could see the full extent of this tree because it's blinking massive.
Really, I mean, because we talked about this whenever I was at the garden centre. What exactly do these colours sort of mean to modern Christmas then?
Well, the in colours this year are these pinks, lilacs, purples. And I think because so many people have decorated their homes in grey in the past year or so, it's very popular. The white tree, those colours really stand out. So this year, they are the colours.
It's fabulous.
Really, so your Manchester colours are the colours.
Well, obviously. Why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't they?
Other than that, what have you been up to since last saw you?
Well, I've been ill.
Yeah. Wow. Yes.
I saw you, and then I was in bed for 3 weeks.
Yes. Nothing to do with me, by the way.
I'm fully recovered now, although I've lost my hearing, and I have to say that.
Sorry?
Well, exactly.
Okay.
The show's been so much better. But so I've been having a break, and then I am back on the old after dinner circuit from January.
Doing your speeches.
Doing my speeches.
And your talks. What do you talk about when you're doing these speeches?
7 different talks. I talk about panto, variety theatre, Coronation Street, of course, my career. I do one on you.
Yeah.
Secrets.
Yeah. 2 lines.
So, yes, I shall be back doing that. And then lots of stuff for Willowwood Hospice, which I do. And we're doing something.
Tell us just a little bit about Willowwood Hospice, because, I mean, you've just had another auction for...
Madam Dame Julie Goodyear.
Dame Julie Goodyear, yes.
She rang me this morning and sang Lily Marlene on the phone.
Lovely.
Yeah, we've just done another auction for them, which of course we previewed exclusively on Your Manchester.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that raised, I think that's coming about £4,000. So altogether over the two, it's been about 22,000.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. Where does the money go to? How does it help your place?
So Willowwood Hospice serves Glossop and Tameside.
Yeah.
For anyone with life-threatening illnesses. So we have inpatients, but we also have day clinics for people with Alzheimer's and dementia and so on, and their carers.
Yeah.
And of course, everything, like every hospice, it's all provided free of charge. So for us, it costs, we have to raise about £3 million a year.
Wow. That's fantastic.
So we rely on people to donate and so on. And I mean, Greater Manchester's very lucky.
Yeah.
Because there are lots of great hospices.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, you keep doing your fabulous work.
Thank you so much.
It's always lovely to see you. And it's always lovely to have a gorgeous tree. Now, of course, we had earlier on, we had the weather from Paul Rudd. However, we thought this year, rather than me do a Queen's speech, we thought it would only be appropriate for him to do one. So this is Your Manchester's Christmas message for 2021 with Mr. Paul Rudd.
I just wanted to reflect on the year that has been and gone. Some of us have struggled. Even I have struggled sometimes. But you know what? We got through it together. Yes! And I wanted to say that I've really enjoyed presenting the weather for Your Manchester, whether it be in the garden, on location, or sometimes at the studio. And I can't wait to be in the studio again this year. And I want to wish all my lovely weather watchers a very happy and healthy new year. And also my second family at Your Manchester a happy and healthy new year as well. Thank you for all your support. And here's to 2022, only on Your Manchester.
Yes, indeed. Here's to 2022.
Owen!
Did you win? What did you get?
I got
a
nail file.
I need one of them. Thank you. Nail file. Do you know, if you are looking for somewhere to go for a coffee over the Christmas period, then look no further than Ezra and Gill. They do beautiful pancakes, everybody.
Yes, they do.
They do indeed. And they also do a mean selection in drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic as well. It really has become one of Your Manchester's favourite places to go. Indeed. Now, though, unfortunately, everybody, this is where we all sign off for the year. This is the end now, Flo. This is the end, everybody. I want to take a special moment just to say thank you to all our gorgeous viewers for staying with us and really making this the place where the city comes to talk. From myself, Brandon, and the entire team here at Your Manchester, have a fabulous Christmas, and we sincerely hope to see you in the new year. Cheers, Cocker.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of
Your Manchester!